China has been crossing the line.
The median line of the Taiwan Strait, that is, and with warplanes. Should we be worried?
Ooh.
I'm Natalie Tso.
And I'm Andrew Ryan. Let's start by looking at the stories on our radar.
Taiwan's military conducted a joint air defense drill on Tuesday, simulating a response to an enemy air attack. That's after a string of Chinese incursions into Taiwan's air defense identification zone. Defense Minister Fa says the military will go all out to defend the country's sovereignty, democracy, and freedom. 4 sitting lawmakers and 1 former lawmaker have been indicted for allegedly taking bribes. One allegedly took bribes from funeral service companies to back the establishment of a cemetery on public land. The other 4 allegedly took bribes from a prominent businessman to help in a legal battle over the ownership of the Pacific Sogo department store chain. President Ing-wen and veteran Taiwanese gay rights activist Qi Wei have made Time's annual list of the world's most influential people. This is Tsai's second appearance on the list. The first was after her election in 2016. This time she is highlighted for helping Taiwan stand firm in the face of Chinese aggression and for containing COVID-19. Qi Wei was instrumental in helping Taiwan become the first country in Asia to legalize same-sex marriage. Jiaoxi Township in Yilan County is gearing up for its annual swinging contest, which falls on the night of Mid-Autumn Festival. Participants in this 130-year-old event climb onto a giant swing set and try to kick a bell tied to a 5.5-meter-high branch as many times as they can within 3 minutes. The swings are carefully crafted from 60-year-old Chinese fir trees bound together with only twine. It's definitely not the swing set from your childhood playground.
Now for our words of the week. Guess my word, Andrew?
Alrighty. Razzle dazzle. Retroactive. Retaliation.
That's right. Okay, so there have been a lot of Chinese warplanes in Taiwan's airspace. I'm thinking it could be retaliation for what we talked about last week, the U.S. Undersecretary of State coming to Taiwan. But of course, I'm going to talk to a real defense expert about the issue.
And find out more, right?
Yes.
Looking
we'll
forward
find out more
to that.
today.
Awesome. Are you ready for my word?
Yes.
Okay.
First, feet. Fear.
Fear. So, I think that a lot of times when we see Chinese warplanes coming close to Taiwan, coming into Taiwan's airspace, a lot of that is really to, spark fear within the people of Taiwan. Hoping that, I guess, Taiwan won't try to go too far, right?
That's right.
A little bit later on in our show today, we're going to be talking about, a more fun version of fear. We're going to be talking about strange flavors of ice cream and whether or not you're afraid to eat them.
Ah, that sounds like fun. All right, let's put these on the shelf. So, Andrew, are you nervous about these Chinese warplanes coming into our airspace?
It's an interesting question, right? I have never really been too nervous over the past 20 years, but recently I do fear that we may have crossed a line. How about you?
Yeah, it's been 6 times in 8 days, so that is a big difference than before. Yep.
Yes, and we heard, of course, the jet planes overhead in Taipei this morning.
That's right.
Fortunately, it was for National Day. It was not because they were scrambling to ward off any Chinese fighters. Now, the important thing is not what our response is to this. The question is, what is Taiwan doing to respond? Let's have a look.
Chinese military planes have been flying into Taiwan's airspace at alarming rates. Last week, Taiwan's defense ministry began giving reports of these moves on its website. It published a diagram showing how Chinese planes entered Taiwan's airspace on September 16th and the planes that did so. It also showed how Taiwan's Air Force issued warnings and deployed fighter jets to chase the planes away. Defense Ministry spokesperson Ing-wen says that China's arrogant behavior has rocked regional peace and stability. Su said the ministry is making information about the maneuvers public so that the international community can see how these moves have upset the people of Taiwan. The recent moves by China are unprecedented. Taiwan held an air defense drill on Tuesday simulating an attack. The drill involved all of Taiwan's air bases as well as naval and surface-to-air missile units. Meanwhile, amid increased cross-strait tensions, there are reports that the U.S. will sell 7 packages of weapons systems to Taiwan, including cruise missiles and drones. A package as large as this one is rare. A defense expert with Taiwan's National Policy Foundation, Ing-wen, says these packages are good.
这是一件好事。
But he says it's unclear whether they will result in China putting greater military or economic pressure on Taiwan.
Now, we should mention that this is not the first time that Chinese jet planes have crossed the median line, right?
That's right, but these moves are unprecedented, and they are a change to the status quo. We'll explain more in today's Taiwan Explained.
Chinese warplanes have entered Taiwan's airspace almost every single day this week.
What exactly happened and why is it alarming? Well, here to tell us all about it is Catherine Wei. Hey, Catherine.
Hey, Catherine.
Hi. Chinese warplanes have come into Taiwan's airspace 6 times in the past 8 days and in larger numbers than ever before. It started on September 16th with 2 Y-8 anti-submarine planes. 2 days later, things escalated when 18 warplanes came into Taiwan's airspace, with 12 of them crossing the median line. Then on the 19th, 19 Chinese military aircraft flew into Taiwan's airspace in a pincer formation, a movement designed to attack by facing the enemy in front, on both flanks, and in the rear. Here are some Chinese warplanes that came over: J-16 fighters, J-11 fighters, H-6 bombers, and a closer look at a Y-8 anti-submarine plane.
So what's also a concern is that China is also no longer recognizing the median line that goes down the middle of the Taiwan Strait, right?
Right. The Chinese Foreign Ministry said on Monday that there is no so-called median line because Taiwan is a part of China. But Taiwan's Foreign Minister Joseph Wu says that the median line of the Taiwan Strait has served as a symbol of the status quo to avoid cross-strait military conflict. However, the recent claim of the Chinese Foreign Ministry in effect destroys the status quo of the Taiwan Strait.
Thanks, Catherine, for explaining what happened this week and why cross-strait tensions have increased. And that is our Taiwan Explained for the week.
So how worried should we be about China's military moves this past week?
Well, I spoke with top defense expert, Danjiang University Professor Alexander Huang, and I asked him, are we on the brink of war?
The short answer is no.
No.
Because all parties involved understand that if there should be a war, there are signs that we can detect.
Such as what?
Especially when there are troops maneuvers, when there are different district or theaters are moving their equipment and personnel and weapon systems closer to the Taiwan Strait. Or in Taiwan, we can see the barracks and air bases. If we hear more, then there are something brewing. But basically, I don't think that the political agenda on all sides would allow a local war to take place. Having said all this, we cannot exclude what so-called unintended incidents. And that's the true danger, but no one is planning for a real regional war.
Do you think that Taiwan has been handling this well?
I think, actually, I have very confidence in the Taiwan Air Force and sailors because we have very strict regulation and for a long time. Ever since the mid-90s, we are telling our frontline warriors that no first shot. Okay, you don't fire at anyone until you are fired upon. This is very clear to all frontline troops. Number two, Taiwan comparatively is in the inferior position. So we had no intention to start it, a kind of incident out of no reason.
Beijing did say this week that there is no so-called median line of the Taiwan Straits. Is that a change in policy?
Median line, or whatever people call ADIZ, Air Defense Identification Zone, it carries no position in international law. So when we heard the news and say, oh, the Chinese fighter jets get into the southwestern corner of our ADIZ, or they cross the median line of the Taiwan Strait. The most we can say is that China is not observing a status quo, or they try to confront against a status quo. But we cannot say that they violate the international law, because the airspace of Taiwan Strait is open, common for all countries. Not only Taiwan or China fighter jets, other countries can also fly their military vehicle through the Taiwan Strait. It's outside of Taiwan territorial airspace. The median line is a line of alert, a line of possible response, a line of psychological defense. So we do not like to see that the median line is not observed by the other side.
Now, a lot of the tensions between Taiwan and China can be attached to the improving relationship between Taiwan and the United States. But what would the U.S. have to do in its relationship with Taiwan in order for China to consider it to be crossing the line?
One is to give Taiwan a formal recognition. That would be interpreted as Taiwan independence, or to create two Chinas. Another big landmine would be the United States' decision to station military force on Taiwan Island. And that will be probably the end.
The beginning of the end.
Of the trust
Okay.
between Washington and Beijing.
Professor Huang had a lot of interesting things to say, and the full interview will be up on YouTube and Facebook.
This week on #Taiwan, I want to talk to you about Studio Ghibli. You say you don't know what Studio Ghibli is? Y'all trippin'. Studio Ghibli is the Japanese animation studio founded by Hayao Miyazaki. Miyazaki is of course the mastermind behind hugely famous feature-length projects like My Neighbor Totoro, Spirited Away, Ponyo, and Howl's Moving Castle. Ghibli is very loved in Taiwan. You can find merchandise of their characters everywhere, from department stores to night markets. In the past, the studio has been very strict about copyrights and licensing. That is until earlier this week, when out of nowhere it released 400 free-to-use high-definition images from 8 of its films. Free-to-use as in anyone can download and alter the pictures within reason. At first, people didn't really know what to do with the images, but the internet always finds a way. So allow me to introduce you to the first Studio Ghibli meme competition. It's not really a competition, it's just a trending hashtag in Taiwan that people are attaching to Ghibli picture memes. It's blown up overnight and it's popular with politicians, university, meme pages, you name it. People are just churning out top-shelf content. Xingzu Mayor Ling Zijian uses the images to tell a story about food. The first picture says, Xingzu has no good food, to which someone responds, no good food? Say that again. Another picture is captioned with, Xingzu rice noodles coming up, and then, I didn't think food in Xingzu was this good. Then, a last picture of a pig says, if you're not careful in Xingzu, you'll eat until you end up looking like this. Yilan City is situated on the east coast of Taiwan. It's located about 40 minutes from Taipei, and it's a popular weekend destination for city folk. A meme page called Kawaii Yilan turned their grievances with weekend tourists into Ghibli memes. Here it says, when weekend tourists say food in Yilan is delicious. When I try to go to work but my path is blocked by tourists, Yilan tourist destinations on weekdays, and wanna hear a joke? Yilan is Taipei's backyard. There are a lot of these memes, and I mean so many that my head started spinning while writing this segment. Let's do a quick lightning round. This is what my bunny looked like when I first brought it home. This is what it looks like half a year later. My mom, when she says she'll cook whatever. Me showing up to a party and forgetting about a dress code. Hey lady, you can't go in there without a face mask. Me walking home from work trying to find a meaning in my life, and that annoying kid in class who always says they forget there's a test today but gets perfect marks. I'm going to end today's segment with some homegrown memes made right here at RTI. Now, we have an employee restaurant in the basement of our building called Yongbao. It's been here for over 10 years, and unfortunately they are moving to another location in October. Radio Taiwan International is located in a part of Taipei that's a little bit out of the way, so the convenience of being able to go downstairs and order a plate of fried rice will definitely be missed. RTI Events Facebook page told a story about how we here are all feeling. I'm not continuing to lease the space. Really? Then what will I eat in the future? The other options are so far away. Yongbao is leaving. This is big news. Did you do this? How could I do this? We are the ones that suffer without Yongbao. Even now, as I record this, I can smell the faint aroma of roasted chicken wafting into the studio. Actually, something doesn't smell too right. Better veer on the side of caution. I'm gonna go check this out.
The topic of today's brain game is strange ice cream flavors.
Sounds like fun.
Now, in just a moment, I'm going to ask Leslie and Natalie to guess some strange ice cream flavors. But first, I want to start off by showing you how some people in Taiwan are making ice cream from something that comes from the ocean.
The ice cream this couple is enjoying looks innocent enough. Perhaps vanilla, you think? Here's a hint. You can use the main ingredient as a spread for toast and bagels, too. Not butter, it's sturgeon. Sturgeon is said to have been the Empress Dowager Cixix's favorite food. It is an expensive, collagen-rich fish, which is supposedly good for your skin. Gelato manufacturers chop the fish up and blend it with milk to make sturgeon fish gelato. The owner is hoping this will draw a younger crowd of customers eager to taste something new. Another soft-serve place also has a thing for sturgeon. They're using the fish's collagen-rich scales in their soft serve, also saying it's good for your skin. Customers say it doesn't taste fishy at all, and children seem to love it too. If you're the adventurous type and want to sample ice cream flavors that are out of this world, Taiwan is the place to do it.
Now, my favorite part of that video is where the shop owner says that he's hoping to attract a younger crowd with these fishy flavors. Would you guys eat that?
He's not attracting me.
Okay, well, for today's game, we're doing a top 10, and we're going to go to Taipei's oldest ice cream shop, Snow King Ice Cream. It's called 雪王冰淇淋. Now, as I mentioned, this is the oldest ice cream shop in Taipei. It opened in 1947, so it's 73 years old this year. They have 73 flavors, and today I'm going to have you guess some of those flavors. So, Natalie and Leslie, are you ready?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to give you some parameters. None of these flavors are fruit flavors. These are all unusual flavors, many of which you would find in a Taiwanese restaurant. Some of them savory. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Got 90 seconds on the clock. Go.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
Pig feet.
Yes.
Stinky tofu.
No.
Pork floss.
Yes.
Beef noodle.
No.
Popcorn chicken.
Nope.
Taiwanese sausages.
No.
Pig's blood.
No.
Braised pork rice.
No.
Oh, no. Vermicelli.
Nope.
Oyster omelet.
Nope.
Oh.
Think ingredients. That might help.
Cilantro.
No.
Oh.
Close.
Basil?
Yes.
Oh.
Wow, you're killing it, Leslie.
I love ice cream.
Just
not these particular ice creams. Milkfish belly.
No.
No.
Pearl milk. A pearl.
No.
Boba.
That's a good one.
That's a
It's
good
not-
one.
not there.
What else goes in Taiwan? Garlic.
No.
How is that? Oh man, this is not Taiwanese.
Green tea.
That is there, but that's not one of them on my
Okay.
list.
Barbecue skewers.
No.
No.
Maybe an alcohol, maybe?
高粱.
Yes. Wow,
wine?
you're killing it.
Ooh.
How about some more like ingredients that you use to make many dishes?
Rice wine.
Nope.
Ginger.
That is one, but it's not on my list.
Sanbeiqi. Soy sauce.
Sesame oil.
Sesame chicken.
Sesame chicken.
I'll give you that. Yes.
Yay, I got
Sesame chicken.
Maybe something bitter or spicy.
Bitter melon.
Yes.
Ah.
What? Let's give Natalie one
Yeah.
more shot. Something spicy.
Spicy mala. Spicy.
No.
Chili peppers.
Macau pepper.
She said chili peppers just before the before the end. Okay, so you guys actually did a fantastic job there with a little bit of
You did
help.
great.
I've been to that restaurant before,
You
or that ice cream
have?
shop before. I love ice cream.
Oh.
I love ice cream.
All right, so let's have a look at some of the flavors you did not mention. We have danggui, which is like a kind of Chinese herb for many Chinese herbal uses.
They have that in ice cream?
They do have tofu, but not stinky tofu. We also have on our list rice cakes.
Oh.
And that's it. I think you got everything else.
Oh,
Good
I was
for
so worried
you.
pork intestine was going to be on there. I was not ready for that. I love ice cream. That's the thing.
You like ice cream?
Ice cream is my favorite dessert of all time.
And you know Taiwanese food, right? You know all the flavors that go in.
Yeah, but like
these
it's
things.
surprising that I think we just gave them more ideas if they're watching.
Really?
They're like, oh, I think I could put a
Boba
sausage
ice
in
cream would be
an ice
great.
cream.
Well, I think you guys did a fantastic job, and that is our brain game for this week. All right, today we've been talking about Taipei's oldest ice cream shop, Snow King Ice Cream, which has 73 different flavors, some of them savory, things like wasabi,
Cilantro.
pork knuckle, basil. There are 73 flavors in total, and as you can see, we each have a spoon. So what I have done is this morning I went and bought 3 flavors, one of them weird, 2 of them normal.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And you
That's
guys get
friendly
to, yes. So you guys are going to each choose one of these.
Cool.
And then we are going to guess what they are. All right, so you can't really tell the difference between these 3. Natalie, you want to choose first?
I'll just take the top one.
Okay, Leslie?
I'm going to take the one
happens.
with the cats.
The cats?
Oh, wait, that's the,
I
that's
like
probably
cats.
Okay, so
All
what
right,
we're going to do
never
is we're going to each taste it
Cool.
and tell us what you think.
Can I
Yes.
say something very quickly, Andrew?
Yes.
I have spent many years crafting my personality around a love for ice cream. If you ruin this for me, forgiveness will not come easy, if ever.
I promise I will make you delicious homemade ice cream if you get the bad
Okay.
Oh, I hope you get the bad one. Then we're going to have ice cream.
one. Okay, go
This
ahead.
actually looks good.
Mine looks good too.
Look at this.
Oh, mine
We're
smells
supposed
savory.
to taste it and then guess what it is? You got the weird one.
No, I got a good one, so I know what Leslie has.
Oh, you got the weird one. I got a sugary one, like maple syrup or something.
It's even worse that I know exactly what it is, too.
What is it?
It's pork floss.
Oh,
Pork floss. Oh, it went down okay at first. and
now
then
how do you
it-
feel about
it
ice
hit
cream
you.
now?
So I have to say, if you've never had pork floss before, pork
Look at
floss
his expression.
is basically it's like peat moss, right? It's the consistency of peat moss, but it tastes like pork.
Here's
Yeah,
the thing.
I never liked that.
It's ice cream, so I'm still gonna eat it.
It's
but,
savory.
But it's. I'm not gonna. I don't know if I can sack it. Well,
You want to try mine?
I'll try yours. What is it? Coffee? Maple? Coffee. No, no. Peanut.
Peanut, yeah.
It's good.
Oh, Leslie,
What's mine?
it's very porky.
oh, it's
All right, I'm gonna
And
try a
it's
little
not
bit.
even sweet. It's totally savory.
it's a savory ice cream.
Ew, I don't like it at all. I want to get it out of my mouth. Oh my gosh, that's gross.
Can I try yours, Natalie? Natalie's is actually the newest flavor, and if you get some of the chunky bits,
What we got
you'll
here?
know what it is. It's the newest flavor that they came out with in the middle of September.
Sweet. What are the chunky bits?
It's.
I can't tell.
I don't know, because it's all pork floss in
no,
my taste
it's not
buds
green
right
bean.
now.
Is it green bean?
I will tell you what it is. The answer is these are lotus seeds.
Oh,
Lianzi.
wow.
Yeah.
Fancy.
So there you
I
go.
feel very fancy.
Leslie, are you digging in for more?
Yeah,
Pork
It's
floss?
ice cream.
Why?
It's ice cream.
You can have some of mine.
We eat it, but
I think I'm going to keep mine.
what you got, Andrew?
Peanut, did you try it?
So Andrew's going to make some ice cream for you
Yeah, I
because
can't
you
believe-
ruined your ice cream experience.
That means I have to make ice cream for Leslie,
Peanut
as
and pork
promised.
floss goes into what? Rice cakes, right?
Yeah,
And you got to bring
So
it to
I-
the station.
This is a double whammy.
You could have both of these together. It'll taste like an actual dish. So there you have it. That is Taipei's oldest ice cream shop with some very strange flavors. Go ahead
Very
and check
yummy.
it out. 73 flavors in total. And hopefully you'll get the one you like.
It's good ice cream.
Are you ready for the Taiwan news quiz? This is our lightning round, which means that we have 60 seconds on the clock. And Natalie and Leslie are going to do their best to answer questions from the news from the past week. Are you guys ready?
After
All
that
right.
ice cream, I'm ready for anything.
And you can also play along at home. Go! All right, on Monday, 5 current and former lawmakers were indicted for bribery, some in a case involving ownership of which department store?
Sogo.
That's right. Taiwan observed National Disaster Prevention Day on September 21st, the 21st anniversary of the 9/21 earthquake, which killed more than 2,400 people. How many people participated in a simulated earthquake drill on Monday?
1,300.
That's right. Time magazine featured President Ing-wen on its list of the 100 most influential people. Who nominated her for the list?
Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz.
That's right. Li Baokang is one of the most ripped seniors in all of Taiwan. Recently, he won in the over 58 category at the Masters bodybuilding competition. How old is he?
60?
65.
That's right,
Really?
65.
Wow.
Taiwan
Didn't
has
look that
inaugurated its first international dark sky park, which means it has little light pollution and is perfect for stargazing. Where is it?
Hwasan.
That's right. Who just signed the biggest contract with a local team in Taiwan's pro baseball history?
Who just...
Wang Wei something?
Yeah, Wang Weizhong, that is right. Former major leaguer Wang Weizhong. Now, he signed with the Weichuan Dragons a 5-year, 3-month contract for 2.08 million US dollars.
Good for him.
That's right.
A lot of cheddar.
That
Congratulations.
is amazing. It's great that he can come back from the MLB and come and play in Taiwan and get a high salary.
That's great.
Now, I do have one final bonus question for you. The annual Sun Moon Lake Swim will take place this weekend. Now, what invasive species is causing concern among swimmers?
It's called a tigerfish?
Close.
Pantherfish?
Nope.
Fish of some sort.
All right, for the answer, let's have a look at this video.
The giant snakehead is native to Asia, but in Taiwan's Sun Moon Lake, it is a recent arrival. This invasive species is certainly bad news for the smaller fish it preys on. It has powerful jaws that don't let anything get away. Could it also be bad news for human swimmers? That's the question some have posed as the lake prepares to host an annual swimming event over the weekend. Compounding worries about safety is the fact that this is the time of year when the fish spawn, and are thus at their most aggressive. Experts agree that the fish could indeed attack humans, but only under certain conditions. They say that in general, the giant snakehead prefers to avoid humans. And so swimmers, especially in such large numbers, should be fine, provided they avoid dark, shaded areas on the lakeshore, such as forested shoreline or piers, the places where the fish lay their eggs.
Now, the topic of today's show was crossing the line. Our final question is, when was the last time you crossed the line? Leslie?
Last night when I said I'd sleep early but ended up on the phone until like 2 in the morning.
Oh.
Well, in my relationship with my cat, I don't give him human food anymore because he's always crossing the line and trying to steal mine.
So the cat is crossing the line, not Natalie. And the last time I crossed the line was this morning when I ate cookies for breakfast.
Oh, that's a
Not a bad thing.
Good diet.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for today's Taiwan Insider. Be sure to connect with us on social media.
Yes, subscribe and leave a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. For Taiwan Insider, I'm Natalie Tso.
I'm Leslie Liao.
And I'm Andrew Ryan. See you next week.